ceaselessly without you I cease to exist. Make me cry. G 545. Ambient induced hallucinations. Yeah, so we're at like, we're not quite at 545. It's day 74. I can't believe what a long, strange trip it's been. Got through a lot of pages yesterday. 679. And we're on chapter 70. So we just have 17 chapters left to go. So since we have always done a chapter every day, you know that in 17 days this book will be done. Which is dope. Boom. Let's let the people know that we're out here doing this. I can't wait to party when this book is over. Like it's $14.99. Because good God Almighty, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a strong rhyme to step to. All right, letting everybody know that the edit is afoot. Called out to Spathiwat, to Logic, letting the people know. In Big Salik. Salik's so fucking cool. I'm like consistently amazed. It's just like a tiny little crew of people, but the people in it are awesome. And that's how I feel about the whole thing. And then we got the restream chatter. 17 days would be the same as the other show. I don't think we've ever had to wait more than 10 days for an LRH. Yeah, we just have never had to. Oh, hold up. I was trying to make a thing. Hold on. Open NDI.
I didn't get that.
Oh,
Try tapping a button.
You dumb, Siri. You dumb, bitch. Why you dumb? Why you dumb? You dumb. Have you ever had somebody talk to you like that? It's hard to deal. All right, so here. I think we can just, here. I made this guy right here. So I was fooling around, and here you can see this guy happening. Is our frame rate? No, it's just as jumpy here. But I just made this big thing for the image of my Fiasco games. If you ever played Fiasco, one of the things is that you use, you hand out white and black dice to determine whether a scene's outcome is going to be good or bad. You might find that game kind of interesting. If you like Coen Brothers movies, it's basically a game meant to emulate the way that everything kind of falls apart and all the characters just have like a, everything goes wrong. They're games about people with, I guess, bigger dreams than abilities, right? And the scenarios that they get into and how everything goes horribly wrong. But yeah, it just looks neat to have those big old dice on the blotter there. Yeah, originally, because I had opened the document and like another thing, we were on the first page, and so I was just gonna tell everybody like, surprise, we're starting the edit over again. But thank God we're not. It would be terrible. I would die. Well, I wouldn't die, but I wouldn't call it living either. You know what I mean? But I don't know what I'm grumbling about. I'm like very, very fortunate to be able to work on this book so very much. And still, put food on the table and so forth. Like, fortunate that people are willing to tune into this thing. That's amazing right there. And that they'll actually help with it. Jesus. That's a rare sequence of events. All right, let me see here. It's just impossible to chat in FNet News, man. Like, just the bots going on all the time. They didn't listen to my advice that bots shouldn't be a thing. Well, keep an eye out for those comments, because I got something special for y'all today. All right, so this is the fifth dream. And again, we said structurally, the book is a linear narrative. I like writing linear narratives, where basically events happen one after the other. So here's the thing. Somewhere along the way is like a dependent clause. It has to have the comma. Yeah. Yeah, so anyhow, structurally, the way it works out is that we'll have a day, and then usually start off with some crazy event or some somber event, and then we'll run through all the characters' lives. And then at the end of the day, we have a dream, and the dream is where we get to talk a little bit about the antagonist of the book, Kaiser Duchance. So these dream sequences didn't used to be in this book, and the villain wasn't very well fleshed out. And one of the things that you'll see in day 4 is that we don't see a lot of the villain as he's doing his dirt. We know that he's like controlling Matthew and has him doing terrible things, but we don't really get to see a lot of him. There aren't chapters with him, and part of the reason is that readers found that character to be like not, they were not interested in reading about a fiend tearing people apart like tissue paper and so forth. So that's why we've settled on this approach. Structurally, I'm not sure that it's super sound. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing almost anything that we're doing in this book. If you are starting your own book, it's not a good idea. Hold on, did I? Boom. Yeah, I wonder why my embed didn't happen there. Cool. Anyhow, when in doubt. So there are about like 10 or 15 people posting their streams in the Twitch Writers Network. I don't think anybody is watching any of this shit out of that server, really and truly. That's the thing about, like, writers and readers are two different animals, right? And writers don't like to watch other writers. Find it insufferable. Be like comedians, they can't. They all go to the comedy club and watch each other, but they just want to be on that stage more than anything, unless you're like a fucking master. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, let's begin. This is the 5th dream. I think it's a pretty long chapter. I think it's like 10 pages, so we gotta power through it. And we've edited the first little bit of it. God, I need a haircut so fucking bad, man. You don't even know. Somewhere along the way, Gary stopped having his own dreams and began to have everyone else's. I don't like everyone else's. Right there. I actually. So what we want to say is that he is experiencing the dream of others, but somewhere along the way, Gary stopped having his own dreams. Even before Gary became aware of his power, he used to catch bits of dreams that could not be his. The dreams of everyone else. Yeah, because if you put it in that sense, I think we can just say he stopped having his own dreams. And I like, that's a little bit, it can, it lends itself to like a broader interpretation as well, which is kind of useful. Because if you think about it, what's Gary's dream? He's already got like a lot of money, but people hate him, right? Gary's dream is to be, like some kind of weird Chad type situation. He wants people to love him, but he knows that it can never be the case because he knows that people are terrible, or so he believes. I like the change up on the paragraph. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I think we were too tired to be going through this early there. Before Gary was aware of his power, he didn't know he was... Yeah. He had adult dreams full of things he couldn't know, terrors he couldn't understand. I'm trying to say something like mature but decrepit. You know what I mean? Here, let's take a look. Overripe is kind of close, but it's wrong. I like corrupt, but it's too strong. Mephitic. That's corroded. Huh. Oh. Ooh, I kind of like venal. No, it's going into the wrong, going in the wrong direction there a little bit. Debased. Huh. Before Gary was aware of his power, he didn't realize he was eavesdropping in his sleep. For years, he suffered the debased dreams of the adults around him, full of forbidden knowledge and terrors he couldn't understand. What do you think? Would they be eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Cookie Crisp? Never had either of those. Oh wow, when you were a kid, I remember that my folks would like they'd pull down the cereal box, and if sugar was like one of the first 4 or 5 ingredients, we couldn't get it. So I think my favorite back in the day, and still to this day, was Crackling Goat Bran. But now I don't eat cereal. It's just basically like a sugar delivery system. It's too carby. But all right, if you never had either of those, what was your favorite cereal as a child or to this day? Yeah, part of the reason I don't have it now is I'm too lazy to keep milk in the house. Huh. American Airlines Flight 141. Oh, that's fucking awesome, Logic. Yeah, sorry to hear about your headache, man. Drink a beer and make it better. Beer, Benadryl, Bears, Battlestar Galactica, Beats, you know, fucking... Yeah, there's nothing like a fucking headache to wreck your day. American Airlines 141 LHR to JFK. That's awesome that you were able to figure that out. I'm gonna make that change right now, actually. Yeah, there's date night. I like that too. It's got like it's like a good ring to it. Oh, but the problem is, Logic, Marshmallow Mateys. Okay. Oh, Rice Krispies were his jam. Those were good. I used to eat those back in the day. Fucking Rice Krispies and Raisin Bran. And, like sometimes you would go to somebody else's house and they would have like the candy cereal, like Fruity Pebbles was dope. Cocoa Pebbles were like a inferior alternative. Let me see, Marshmallow Mateys. I can't tell if that's a real cereal or not. Here, hold on. So we made it a 777, but what type of plane is it? It's 141. Yeah, it's a 737. Okay, well, we don't have to be totally accurate on this one. Wait, now 141 is now flying from Miami to Las Vegas. Yeah, so that flight has changed. I'm gonna take Logic's word for it there. I didn't even think about that. Still about 250-ish people. Now we'll just leave it. We don't have to... It just has to be, like, vaguely the same fucking plane. Who knows why it's a 777 instead of a 737. And also 737 is the current American Airlines 141. If they're going across the pond, they might have a bigger plane. So maybe that flight number got reassigned or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, that's cool. That means that we can... Okay, cool. Flight 141. Whew. Ooh, that was a tough fucking chapter. And Control G. 545. Cool. And then we'll go back a little bit. Yeah, good luck, man. Feel better. Oh, wait, shit, logic. Before you go, find a comma. Mm. Yeah. All right. Past tense, right here. So it's happening in 2006. Gary's, let's just say he's 32. Um, so he would have. Holy shit! If he's 32 in 2006. 32 is too old. Let's say he's 30, right? That means that. So this would he'd be born in 1976. So if this is happening when he's like 10 years old, it'd be around 1986. Yeah, hold on. Roddy Piper and Johnny Carson was still on the air back then, yeah. Let's see. Notable shows, notable events. Roddy Piper. Paul Odendorf. Yeah, he's still alive. Good job. Hold on. Let's see. Mid-Wisconsin beverages. What would he drink? Oh, yeah. Did they have RC Cola up in there? Yeah, hell yeah. Fuck off. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch their fucking thing. Yeah, I'd like. Yeah, that's a good note. I'm gonna give Stratum a point right there. Oh, when did Cinnamon Trope? I think that existed in 1986. He was introduced in 1984, so we just barely made the cut. A crispy, sweetened 2-grain cereal. Wow, it used to look way fucking different. Yeah, they used to be like big puffs. Yeah, it used to be puffed. And later it became like those weird little squares. I love that fucking cereal, man. It's good. I haven't eaten it in like a decade. Don't let me buy any. I mean, I'm the one that should make that call, not to buy this fucking cereal, but. Bowls of RC Cola. Starting up that cereal review channel and get real fat? God, please no. I'm fat enough. Ugh. Yesterday I ate terrible too. Went to fucking Burger King for breakfast, and then got delivery of chicken tenders at night, and drank a couple of beers. God. Like it's the fucking weekend or something like that. I just like did it too big over the weekend, and I hate the way that bad habits like kind of snowball on you. I'm gonna get it straight this week though. Believe that. Oh wow, he could have had a yeah. 1986. What did they put out? Oh shit, they could have had Zelda and Kid Icarus. Nintendo throughout the... Oh, wow, that's kind of neat that they have this whole thing. Slalom. Oh, was Gradius out? Oh, no, the Versus system was like some whole other difference thing. Hold on. Okay, so Zelda came out. Adventure Island. Oh shit, I played that. Huh, not that many things came out. Got a 19. I remember, like it was like definitely. A114 one more. All right, so Logic. I know that you're not going to be here for long, so we added for just for you. For all your commas right there. It doesn't give points. It just so Wonder Boy. Oh shit! Fucking Bubble. When did Bubble Bobble come out though? Well, it doesn't have to be 1986. We got some wiggle room. So when was it released in? When did Carson retire? Yeah, Bubble Bobble is what they would have played all fucking night. I love that game. Number one, table arcade. It was a table arcade game? Huh. Alright, so... when did it come out for Nintendo? Oh, it came out in September of 1986. Okay, so this could have been for real. Oh, no, that was the cabinet release date. It came out in 1987. Oh, they had Game Boy in 1987. Carson was leaving around 1992, and okay, cool. So this tracks. God, I loved fucking playing Bubble Bobble. It was one of those great like 2-player games. It's actually like fairly difficult. James had the entire furnished basement of his house to himself. Yeah, 80s was the golden age of holy crap, my friend has a furnished basement with Nintendo. So in my mind, this all has, yeah, like going over to somebody's fucking house for the very first time, and they like show you all this shit that they're super into. Like I had a friend that was like super into wrestling, and I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And he was like collected all these Godzilla figures and had like a giant Godzilla, and like got issues of Fangoria. And I just was like, I was like, man, this kid is into some weird shit. And at the time, I think I was into like Spider-Man, and fucking the Maximum Carnage cycle was going on. You know, the one kid that lied and was like, yeah, my dad works at Marvel. I've got a copy of that. I'll bring it into school tomorrow, you know? Fuck that kid. I'm still mad about that 20 years later. More than 20 years later. God, what a world we live in. I'm glad that we're taking like this nostalgia trip onto here. No, I think oh, good morning there. I'm just on a nostalgia kick about early 80s Nintendo right there, or late 80s Nintendo. I guess 86 is like mid-late. It's probably 1987 this happens, because Bubble Bobble is there. And so James Price here is like our way of shouting out to our friend James Price, who is a part of Big MDE. He's a real one. He's participated in some of our contests. Brilliant, brilliant. I wish he would chat with us more, honestly. But you know, guy's got his own shit going on. tracks better as two separate lines. I agree. Full of color and excitement. Gary dreamed of riding on the back of a winged stegosaurus that breathed a spray of glass bubbles. So if you're... How old is it? Let's say still in elementary school. Okay, so here's Spathy's point right there. And then I'm going to give Stratum a point right there. This is absolutely true. The bubbles bombarded the football field, shattering like Christmas ornaments as students shrieked. Yeah, that's not a good sentence. I love this dream, by the way. God. Riding on the back of a winged stegosaurus that breathed a spray of prismatic glass bubbles. God, such a cool dream. I would have that dream. Well, his friend James Price is kind of a fucking supervillain right there. God, look at all these fragments. The detritus of trying to write. So this is like one of the reasons why we stopped yesterday was that I did not have enough mana to come up with a bubble bobble and all that whatnot. Um, but yeah, like it just this is much more, and we're still telling people a little bit. Like this is it's still like a lot of exposition in this chapter. I think it's okay to have expository. Like if a 20th of our chapters are just flat exposition, that's okay. Because at least it's interesting exposition to me right there. But before we were just like, oh, it creeped him out terribly. But now, instead of all that, we have like this. Purple winged stegosaurus. Okay, so in 1987, Gary stopped having his own dreams. He didn't. I like that a lot better than Somewhere Along the Way. I don't know why that track's a lot better for me. For months, he suffered the debased dreams of the adults around him. Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot better. Also, setting the date 1987 explains why we're in past tense when the rest of the book has been fucking completely present tense. Almost completely. Like, there's a few asides. It's inexplicable to get into past, or unavoidable to get into past tense in some places. But, yeah, this is better. Oh, god damn it. Hold on. Cool. 7-7. Okay. Yeah, so I've got until I gotta leave here at like 11 o'clock, so we can work on the stream for as long as we want. That's nice. James was the last real friend he ever had. Sitting alone in the cafeteria day after day, Gary would fantasize about what other people were thinking. Oh, I like how that went down. Yeah, readers who might not have any. Yeah, like it really sets a stage for it. I find it weird that, like, yeah, it seems like impossible that nobody would know what Johnny Carson was, but you know, in like 20 years, nobody will give a shit about Johnny Carson. So let's take a gander. So fantasizing has too much of a positive connotation. Cool. Yeah, I hear where you're coming from there. Sitting alone in the cafeteria day after day, Gary would wonder about. Oh, So here's the thing. I'm not gonna include this line right here. Cool. Because I think it's a little bit beating somebody over the head. The reader at this point understands, like, Gary is a telepath. So let's hold on. Let's take a look. Fuck. There's a lot of Cool. Let's make this a separate paragraph so that we can focus on it. Sitting alone in the cafeteria day after day. Let's see. Continue the concept of fantasy versus imagination. Point is to make it more clear. Oh, yeah, that's a terrible sentence. Okay, so I'm very torn on. One day he realized it wasn't his imagination. So yeah, I'm really torn on. Does this paragraph, sitting in the cafeteria day after day, sitting alone in the cafeteria day after day, Gary would wonder what the other students were thinking. No. It's gotten stronger every year since, and so have the dreams. Okay, so this is where Z and doop 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 doop. Every night, Gary wakes. Okay, cool. I like this. Many years have passed, but the dreams remain the same. So this is where we're going to transition into present tense. Here, but the dreams remain the same. Every night, Gary is lost in an unfamiliar realm, a jigsaw of dreams. Where let me see if there's. Fuck off, Safari. I hate that. There really is not a There's not a good synonym for the word dream, right? One that actually means like hallucinating in the night. Hmm. Yeah, I think we just have to repeat the word. I like the jigsaw of dreams, where none of the pieces fit type situation right there. Cool. By the way, thank you guys like so much for your help on. This is a difficult paragraph right here, and I think hold on. All right, so I'm gonna give both stratum and oh god, is it even open? Hold on. I think it is open. Oh, I forgot to fix this thing. So Spethy, you're at 251. Oh wait, hold on. No, it's not fucking working. All right, let me try refreshing it. Oh, it's a thing where Twitch is fucking broken. Not glitch. I have to. God, it seems like it wasn't that long since we renegotiated the whole Twitch thinger. Maybe it's something to do with this control panel being open. Hold on, let me change that up. Well, anyhow, we'll get back to it in a second. But yeah, that's better. Many years have passed and much has changed, but the dreams remain the same. Every night Gary is lost in an unfamiliar realm, a jigsaw of dreams where none of the pieces fit. Surrounded by strangers, pursued by fears he doesn't share across landscapes he can't recognize, swarmed by unknown lovers, screwing in foreign bodies and yearning for people he has never met and never will. I like foreign bodies there. I don't know why that just tracks well to me. Yearning for people he's never met and never will. Every night Gary wakes up with the same startled cry. He can't stand all the things he'll never be. He weeps inadequate tears stranded in his citadel. There we go. All right, so now we can try once more. Nope. Okay, so yeah, so that broke, but cool. That brings it to 252. Other people's dreams are so much more vivid, so much more powerful than his own. He's come to understand that his own life is but a shadow. All the wealth in the world can't buy substance. Often he clicks the switch to part his curtains. In 5 seconds, it could all be over. No more Gary Polk, telepathic stain on society. Just unidentified suicide, stain on sidewalk. Yeah, let's just cut that. It's too much. Mm-hmm. Cut. So, still past 10? Yeah, this is fucking are tensing. Usually he only hears the dreams of the people in his building. The wet dreams of Astor Rodriguez, whose thigh-cutting older sister Alice always plays a role, sometimes as a female lead, sometimes as a supporting actress. The Ambien-induced hallucinations of Bill Sanderson. Like, I think we used forbidden a little bit earlier. Let me make sure. I only want one forbidden per chapter. No, we don't have another forbidden. Good. Oh, is it Robert Heinlein's birthday? Whew. Yeah, he couldn't make it today. Let me tell you what. The yeah, science fiction has changed quite a bit right there. Oh, yeah. People were recently. There's been a massive hubbub about Lovecraft. There's like a Facebook group or something like that about H.P. Lovecraft, and everybody is like turning themselves inside out about you know, how he hated the Jews and like was just super duper racist, which is, you know, obviously the germ of all this like fantastic writing about and just a incredible menagerie of weird and alien things that he was afraid of. And honestly, like, some of those are fucking great. My favorite Lovecraft is the Color Out of Space. I'm never a huge Heinlein fan, honestly. Like, I think I only I read like 2 or 3 of his books. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress is like one that I had read the most recently, and I remember at the time just being like, "It's kind of bullshit." But I know that he's got some real decent stuff out there. It just never really like clicked with me. But shout out to him anyway. Guy's a pioneer. Whew. Do I want to change? Have you ever had? I know, like a bunch of us have had like those dreams where it's like an exact replica of what you do at work every day. Like you wake up and it's like you've already worked a shift. Fuck, those are awful dreams. That only happens when you've just spent. That's when you know you need a vacation. You're just dreaming of work. Ooh. I like this better. The hyper-realist dreams of Jamie Harrison, reliving his mundane office tasks in excruciating detail. Oh, love it. Spaithiwa says, dude, I dreamt of work for a whole week once, and I had to wake up and go type out what I dreamt every day for a week. Jesus. That's a fucking nightmare right there. I would seriously, like, be looking to do one of those Groundhog Day alarm clocks in the bathtub. Fucking Sonny and Cher. Put your little hand in mine. Zzz. Yeah, I couldn't take it, man. I fucking while out. Go back to hitchhiking. It's awful. I love excruciating detail. I'm so happy we get to do this edit. I don't know if you were here for it, Spethy, but the document had reset back to page 1, and I was going to make a terrible joke that we were going to start this all over again. Every day for a week. I like working on second pass. Yeah, it seems like we make more progress on the. Yeah, like we almost need to do like multi-stage. I do not have. I will tell you that there is another pass after all of this, but we need more distance. Let's take a look. Oh, that is better. Yeah. That's much better. Okay. Gary is receiving dreams from all over Manhattan, and they grow darker every night. Dreams of falling, the whipsaw twang of snapping elevator cables. Still need the comma there. Do we still need a comma? Yeah, it looks right to me. Oh, here we go. If you double tap the button, it'll just stay on the screen. Hold on, can I do it if I try? No. It's the timing is weird, but if you double tap it, sometimes you can get it to stay up. But shoutouts to the coin thinger. Also, I think hold on, are they the same volume? Oh, yeah, they're both at 50% volume, but yours is at max volume right there. So nice. I can hit the buttons without giving a thing because Twitch integration is broken at the moment. Fortunately, I know how to fix it. It doesn't look much like a comma because it's centered on the box. It's a comma. Yeah, it's easy to see. The font choice for the comma is like a little bit difficult, but it's it's our joke. We know what it is. All right, there we go. Oh fuck. Hold on. There we go. Cool. Gary is receiving dreams from all over Manhattan, and they. So the bombing was this morning. So yeah, I don't think this. Holy fuck, we go on for fucking days about dreams. Wait. When was it day 4 that they blew up Grand Central? Hold on. Yeah, I think it was today. So day 1 they blow up Harlem 4.4. No, this is the day after. So what happens day 1? So day 3 is it seems like yeah. Okay, so this day starts with Carl getting whomped in the head. Day 4.1. So day 3 is the bombing of Grand Central. Hold on. Yeah, I'm tired of that. There we go. Okay, cool. So good. So that can be like last night. The Fat Zang part of God. I love this book. There's just so much. There's so much wacky shit in this book that nobody's doing this shit but me. This is all ZYZ. Okay, we're gonna take out the. I like the Terminator dream, but we're taking that out. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that. Yeah, hold on. I have to resolve this issue. I will be back momentarily. Oh, cool. No, it's fixed. Alright. So. I have to take care of this issue, gunshots. Alright, let's take a look here. Did we fix this issue? Yep. So fix that issue, fix the scoreboard, and politely ask somebody to stop spamming our shit. Life is good. Alright, cool. That's a very volatile chatter right there. Things have got to be going, yeah, we should check and make sure that Jewbird is okay, honestly. He's kind of wilding out at the moment. Here, hold on, I'll fucking voice him. Demolify this chatter. There we go. Alright, hopefully that helps. Okay, cool. So we fixed the fucking scoreboard and life is good. Meth chats. I hope not, man. I think it's probably just schizophrenia chats. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's nothing you can do. Man's got sickness. I'm trying to help him, but yeah, eventually all the schizophrenic chatters, they just got to go. Can't keep them around forever, man. But there's always stress. Oh, apparently Israel is in lockdown. I didn't know that. People are saying we're going to be wearing masks for years. Good God. And that, yeah, it looks like nobody develops antibodies for this. Wah, wah, wah. Also nobody fucking dies. So it's just going to be, everybody's getting the bad flu from time to time. Although it might change up. I don't know. Some 12 Monkeys type shit. So Asia has been wearing masks for decades. No Asian made a freedom issue out about it. Also, like, nobody I fucking know is making an issue about it. Like, I see it on the TV. And it's mostly people who are in rural communities where, you know, masks aren't even fucking important for these guys. They're not, like, on top of each other. They don't have to ride the fucking subway. And it's largely unenforceable, too, here in the city. We just all kind of do it out of, like, collective goodwill. And mostly, like, you just put on a mask if you're going to go into a store and be next to some people. Some people are like riding bicycles with masks on. Like, what the fuck are they doing? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. Or like joggers wearing masks. What are you doing? I wouldn't do that shit. I've had like some people chastise me for like riding a bicycle without it, but you know, fuck it. You know, I'm not wearing that shit unless I'm right on top of people. And I'm not riding the subway ever again. Just never. No matter what. Fuck that shit. Anyhow, let's try to get through this chapter. But yeah, I think you know what we should. I wonder if like the fucking Islamic face veil would be the main problem is that masks are really uncomfortable for the most part. It's a responsible thing, but of course early adopters always do it wrong. Yeah, like you know, I think we just have to be reasonable about the whole thing. It's not the end of the world to wear a mask. It's not breaking my heart or anything. But at the same time, who cares? You know? Fuck it. The polarization of the mass thing along political lines is a mistake. Killing your own voters isn't the best idea. Well, one, like nobody's gonna fucking, like almost nobody's gonna die. Like the main people who are biting it are super deceased people, or super deceased. Yeah, definitely deceased people are dying, but you have to be super duper obese for the most part. I mean, there's outliers and so forth, but the really at-risk people are elderly and obese for the most part. And they're getting like a much better survival rate now that they're like not ventilating people and like flipping them on their stomachs and pumping them full of DMT and elk meat. But yeah, like nobody's, I don't know, like the actual deaths aren't the huge toll for the most part. And the mass thing is just, I don't know, like something's got to fucking change with our news media. It's literally poison. Like you can see it tearing the fucking country apart, and something's got to change. Just the way that we cover shit, it's just too profitable to set people against each other, and to and like both sides of the aisle. It's just even I can recognize that it's gotten to a point where the whole fucking works is going to come apart if we don't have some significant reform of the way that we cover things. Like just, and I'm not saying that the internet needs to be policed or that we need to have like a reduction of free speech or anything. Obviously, mainly the issue is going to be like sort of the stranglehold that media outlets have on this nonsense, and just the way that they're choosing to report a lot of this bullshit. But yo man, I got a book to write. And the majority of the new positive cases are 18 to 35-year-olds. Is it just like they're out there? And you know what it is that like all of them just hopped on fucking Tinder. They're like, I'm fucking through with this. I need to get laid, and now they burning in more ways than one. You know what would have been really fucking amazing? Here's something that we potentially could have done if we had like what if during like the 8 week, like say that we did like a massive lockdown, right? Then during that time we had people, essentially we had government vans going door to door, house by house, catching every single person, right? Each one of those people was forcibly tested, and not just for coronavirus, but also you forcibly tested people for the HIV, for the big SIF, gonorrhea, and so forth. You did a whole panel of different tests on each of these people. Like we just had massive processing centers or sort of like mobile labs to perform a lot of these tests. I know some of them have to be cultured and so forth, but there's actually like pretty rapid screening for HIV type stuff. So say that you had like a mobile testing lab going neighborhood by neighborhood, and that we just suspended, we basically suspended the Fourth Amendment and suspended a bunch of other stuff and forcibly tested every single person, right? And then everybody that we found that had an incurable and transmissible disease, looking at you, big HIV, was tattooed. Like, I don't know, maybe something like below the belt where it's invisible, unless like something that would be invisible even in a bikini or something, but would be there if you went to fuck somebody. And during the time we mandated a course of antibiotics for everybody suffering from things like syphilis and gonorrhea and so forth. In that one action, just street by street, house by house, you wouldn't get everybody. There would be like a pool of people who are able to escape detection, and people who were like criminals who wouldn't get to. But I think that you could literally reduce STD transmission rates by something like 90% by taking this draconian action and going door by door and forcibly testing people, and like a process of like tattooing and so forth. Not humane, but undeniably effective. And that's at the same time, like getting a broad, if you want to talk about fucking contact tracing and so forth, that's where it really gets down to it. What we're seeing, with a challenge like this and so forth is the lack of ability of a non-authoritarian system to deal with what's going on. God, can you imagine the protests against that thing? People are upset about wearing a fucking mask, and the government is coming through and taking your blood and tattooing you, and potentially like forcing you to take antibiotics or forcing you to deal with outstanding health issues. God damn. At the same time, you would like a bunch of people would be realize, oh, by the way, you're pre-diabetic. You know, if you don't change your diet, you're fucked. There are a lot of, you would just have like this wave of people realizing the things that are going on in this door-to-door squad of whatever. Take it out of the military budget, man. You know, one less aircraft carrier, and we pay for the entire fucking thing. Boo. Yeah, I think dreams of tunnel. God. It's crazy how deeply embedded in like the consciousness of a city dweller, like please stand clear of the closing doors, or mind the gap, or Einserschwingen Neubauten, or whatever they have in Germany. That shit is just writ deep into you. Yeah, this after Grand Central and Port Authority blew up, the dream shifted to... No, I didn't topic the edit stream? No, I don't think it matters. Everybody who's going to be here is here. Yeah. They dreamed of tunnels flooding, of banging fists against the ceiling of a subway car as the water... They dreamed of tunnels flooding, of banging fists against the ceiling of a subway car in neck-deep water while the intercom blares, "Please stand clear of the closing doors." Gary sees shadows of looming fathers as tall as mountain, swinging belts studded with barbs and broken glass. Mm. Oof. What a long-ass fucking chapter right here. I think we lose the reader somewhere along this whole thing. I like this whole thing is good. And it's good that we have that break there. But yeah, this feels quite long. But we've been working on it for like a long time. I actually like the callback to the people in the building right there. Yeah, let's just try to cut out a bunch of this right here. They come from Chinatown. A great derrick of anger has burst, and the streets are swamped with directionless flurry. I like that. Gary, a man lurking? Yeah. Oh, God. Whew. No, we want it to be racist. No, it's because they're black thoughts. Um, because of the derrick is like basically saying that the place is like flooded with oil. Like that's the imagery. The imagery is like crude oil flooding the streets. Huh? Maybe that's why the. I wonder if at any point in Ghostbusters 2, that pink slime that covered the city was black, but they just wanted to avoid that connotation. Probably not at that point, but nowadays they might think about it. Um, no, I like black thoughts. I'm gonna stick with that one right here. Along the edges of many, Gary notices a man with a white grin urging on the violent. Yeah, it's clunky. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Guess where this chapter just made our made our second pass fucking category. Um, yeah, this definitely is going to need another pass at the conclusion of this whole edit. So unfortunately, yeah, we got about like I want to say probably 10 chapters so far where we're going to need to do another pass. So really our eight hopefully the other passes will be able to get multiple chapters in a day. But I've got a deadline of August 1st. This is going to be done. But yeah, this chapter needs another pass. Because it's really trying hard to evoke horror, and I think it falls a little flat, to tell you the truth. The others fall to the ground at once, as if someone has cut the strings holding them upright. All the pieces of the dream are collapsing. The walls of the room are sinking. pinwheel. I gotta go into the city today. I'll do something cool. Maybe I'll get lunch somewhere. The sound of people falling to... That's a good idea, to get like a little bit more sensory with it. God, how long has it been since we hit Command S in this motherfucker? There we go. What is that fucking sound? I know what you're talking about. The real horror is the spinning beach ball. Yeah. Yeah, Stratum really gets a lot of, not so much like the grammar and so forth, but concrete ideas about ways that we can explore some of like the more sensory qualities of it and so forth. I think it's a really good one here. Trying to... No, I like that. I like the handfuls of fiber optic cables. Ooh, it's dope. Get out. Okay, so this right here, we are. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Career oblique. What? This whole. Oh, okay, that's. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's about where we're gonna be at there. Who? No. All right, so instead of doing that, which is a little bit much, let's make a. Okay, so in the typeset version, that'll be spanning the entire width of the page. It'll just be a giant fucking get out. Yeah. And instead, we're gonna take. We're gonna bold it right there. Get out. do you spell Baird? I think that's it. Divulge. Yeah. And then Bard is blocked. Cool. We had it wrong the first time. Gary keeps trying to shake the dream. The man in gray glares down at him. For an instant, Gary can see his face as just a mask, a thin facade over something ancient and unspeakable, something he should not have seen. Wake up! Mm. It's a run on if it's there. But something you should not have seen doesn't work. Shouldn't have seen that. Gary wakes up and screams in agony. Yeah, there we go. Yeast. Oh yeah, that does need to be disambiguated. Yeah, let's italic. Wake up. Up. Bup. See if that's this like unspeakable pain. It's what's happening to Logic right now because he's got that old headache. Woo. Killing me here. Half expecting is too light. Yeah. Let's take a look at the. From this angle, Gary can see the colossal face as just a mask, a facade over something ancient and unspeakable. He shouldn't have seen that. Something he wasn't supposed to see. Cool. I like that better. Oh, you think that sounds more wrong? I mean, we can just cut it. Yeah, I do want to include, like, I hear what you. I think all the ways that we've said it so far are clumsy. I like the concept of it being something he's not supposed to see, not supposed to look at. But I don't know that we can fit it in there. Oh, fuck. Why are people messaging me? Don't do it. Okay, that was important. Also, somebody's fucking hollering at me. Oh wait, it's Big Kim. So Kim got Rebecca Black to do an AMA on the hip hop Discord. Um, Wait, is Friday even hip hop? Is she rapping in that? Oh my god. It's gonna be the biggest fucking train wreck of all time. Oh, loving it. Sounds more wrong. You can see the X is Y, and it adds necessary folds into. Yeah, I mean, very necessary to get like the whole creepy entity thing happening with the Duchance power, because the Duchance is like a possession story more than whatever. Let's How the fuck am I? Minuscule. Yeah, skip coffee and breakfast. Don't fucking skip coffee or breakfast. Alright, so hopefully that helps a little bit. The man in gray rumbles with volcanic anger. From this vantage, Gary can see the colossal face as a mask, a facade over something ancient and unspeakable. Wake up! Gary wakes up. Oh, you want to include that. From this vantage, Gary can see the colossal face. Yeah, I mean, it works just on a syllable. From this vantage, Gary can see that the colossal face is a mask. Is that all that the former feels wrong to me? Alright, is that all? Yeah, alright, cool. Let me give you that. Yeah, I think it's just our unconscious bias against the word that, because it's so frequently something that you can omit. And here, it could be omitted, but let's keep it in there. I think it adds like a tiny little bit of clarity at the... already, also, we're like fumbling around in this, but this shit is gonna get cut. This chapter needs heavy reworking, I think. So, yeah, let's work it out there. Whew. Yeah, so this is the direction where I'm going to try and work that, like, you weren't supposed to see that thing. I'm going to try to work it into... Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gary screams and he can't stop. Gary screams. There's lacerating pain behind his eyes. He writhes and twists, but it only gets worse. He wasn't supposed to see that. There's a cold, clawing feeling in his chest, like his heart might be about to give out again. It would be a mercy. The red face of his alarm clock glares out at him. Okay, cool. Shuddering, Gary drags himself towards the shower. The red face of his alarm clock glows in the dark. When his eyes will focus, it plunges him into despair. It's only 3 a.m. Gary gropes for the light switch in the bathroom and freezes. Now that the pain is receding, the thoughts of the other people in his building are sliding back into his head. Every single one of them is dreaming about the man in gray. They're all caught in the same nightmare. Once more, Gary begins to scream. God damn. Okay, this chapter is doing some work. We wrote this this whole chapter was written after the whole thing, so I really like... and also, we had it for a long time today. So chapter 70, the fifth dream, and definitely we need to go back and change the titles of all the dreams, because I think one is like dream Roman numeral 1. Like the international bankers. Oh, long-ass dream sequence. This is a fucking... Okay. So we have 3 pages of preamble, I think. A little bit of backstory about Gary. 1, 2 pages of that. Then 2 pages of kind of preamble. And then here, well, let's say 1 page of preamble. And then 146 all the way to 149. So about 3 pages of a dream. That's not awful. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask from a reader, but we only have 128 pages to 129 pages of the story left to edit. We are making progress. So today we got through, even though it's a second pass, fucking 1,300 words. God, I really should be closer to like 2,500 words a day. But there's just so much rewriting. So like, it needs so much more work than 1309 was where we were at. Okay, so this is going to be chapter 71. We'll begin day 5. So... What? Did we lose all of our... Weird. I know I had typed in there, like, what chapters we worked on. Alright, anyhow. 74 was... 329... Okay, cool. So tomorrow we will have been working for 750 days on this thing there. I want to shout out to Big Spathywa, who's up at 257. God damn. And then I'm going to update also Stratum, who got a few... He's up to 9 edits. Cool. And that puts him at just under Brongulus right there. And then what's Logic at? Logic's up to 162. And the other guys, I don't know, you guys don't edit enough to... Yeah, so I think we lost some... Maybe I just never wrote them in there, but... Yeah, that's fine. I know one of those chapters needs another pass. Hopefully we commented somewhere in the story. But definitely, chapter 70 needs a little additional work on this whole thing, but that's fine. So, maybe one more pass and we'll have chapter 70. You know what I mean? I think it just needs a little bit of the bullshit cut out. I think you know, dream sequences are always so fucking gratuitous when it really all is said and done. All right, let me pop out of here. God, it's later than I thought. I gotta shower and gotta drive into the office today and gotta do a bunch of shit. So real talk with y'all.